Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and one of my favorite parts about the Canon EFM, which is now a discontinued line unfortunately, is the EVF, the electronic viewfinder that is removable on these cameras. Today we're going to be looking at the electronic viewfinder EVF-DC2. There is an original version. I've never tried that, but this is the one that I use on all my cameras. I have the cameras that I shoot professionally are Canon M6 Mark IIs. They all have a hot shoe and they all can use this little EVF. And this is one of my favorite pieces, is that this camera body can be kept very slim and small because you don't always have to have this. Now the lens that I have on here, it's pretty much, for me, a requirement to have this because this is a manually focusing lens. So what happens is I have to turn the camera on. I usually go to the little magnifying, whoops, I took a picture of the magnifying glass here, and then I go right into the EVF, and I'm going to kind of see exactly, I get my focus because it needs to be very, very crisp and clear, and then I can start shooting. Now, if I have like a regular lens, and I just call this a regular lens, this is the 22mm f2. You do get some background blur with it, but it has autofocus. It kind of does its own thing, and you really don't have to think too much about it. It just works. At that point, I can just remove this EVF. I can put it at the side, and this is like the camera body, you know, smaller lens that I'm really working with here. The newer cameras, like the RF line and the cropped censored, you know, mirrorless, what is it, RFC, I believe, that's replaced the EFM line. They are just bigger and bulkier cameras because all of them have an EVF that's built in. And a lot of people really like that. But again, the ability to remove this, see, you have this here, it's very slim, it's not adding like a huge hump on here, but you can also, again, just remove this and just look how small this camera gets. Oh, by the way, there's a football game going on in the background, and wow, oh, they just fumbled the ball. This is an exciting game. Sorry to be extremely distracted while I'm recording this here. But see, we've gone from this lens, which is a tiny lens before a 0.95, again, perfect to be used with a viewfinder, to, again, a more casual lens. And yeah, I did paint this on here, but look at the size difference now, not having like this hump here, still having like a little flash on here. It's a hot shoe, but it's still just like exactly what I need when I need it. Casual shooting, just spraying a bunch of shots and getting 1,000 photos in like my photo shoot, compared to getting that EVF, being more, let's say, more into like the manual use of course, manual focus, but you know, making sure I get tack sharp focus with the EVF and the little zoom on here. It's something that I really miss, and people, again, we're not a big fan of it not being like there all the time, but I go in completely the opposite direction. But I'm really curious, do you guys miss the EFM line because it's discontinued for the new RFC line? Again, that's what I believe it's called, the cropped sensor. I mean, it's really great that you have like a full frame and cropped on the same mount. That's always going to be good, but just the size of this, I think, works out really, really well. All right, guys, if you have any comments or questions, one more thing. If you want to buy the little EVF, you can't really buy it from Canon. It's a discontinued line, but I did see, as I was kind of like searching through this, you can get it at, this is MBP for $120. It's a little bit expensive because it's like you're buying the camera and then you have to buy this, so I get that, you know, it's just more money, but you can still get it. You can still get it if you have maybe one of the Mark M6, either the original or the Mark II, the M6, sorry, original or Mark II, you can still buy it. And again, I have not used the original one, which looks a little bit bigger. I don't know much about that. I do want to read some of the specs on this, just because maybe you can look by yourself, but oh my god, they don't have specs. Available in black and silver, that's great. It doesn't say how many. It's a very clear EVF. Not knowing how many millions of pixels there are, it's a very clear and usable, and it's really great to get that like tack sharp focus. All right guys, if you have any comments or questions, put in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at creativenyc2024@gmail.com. But yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces, and this is, you know, why I love this line, because you get that super slim camera, and people are always like, okay, this is your casual camera. I'm like, it is, but I always carry a camera with me just in case I need to shoot for just, you know, casual use or professionally. But this is my professional camera, and it is tiny, really tiny. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.